Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Raja Umar on my channel RU Speaks, and Raja Umar speaks for you for the subjects of Pakistan studies and global perspectives. And both components of Pakistan studies, history and geography, they are discussed over here in on this channel. And I request you all to please subscribe this channel. There is a great stuff available for you, for your learning, for your better understanding, and for your better grades. So, as we are discussing the unit trade now, that is the 10th unit of the environment of Pakistan. I mean, the component 2 of Pakistan studies. And we have already talked about the introduction of trade over there in the previous slides. And now we are going to talk about the very important topic that is known as the balance of trade and balance of payments. And this is really very important. Be with me so that you learn this particular topic better, and I will try to finish up whole of this unit today. And the topic that is in front of us, that is the balance of trade. And balance of trade, let me change the color as it is not really very much visible over here. So the balance of trade, the difference between the visible imports and visible exports, that is known as the definition of balance of trade. I mean, whenever we compare the comparison between, if I say comparison between the import bill and export bill, import bill versus export bill. So if the imports are greater and exports are less, it means that the country is spending more foreign exchange but earning less. That is what we call the negative balance of trade, or it is also known as the trade deficit. On the other hand, if the country's exports are higher than country's imports, country is earning more foreign exchange and spending less, it means that the savings factor is there. That is what we call the trade surplus, right? And this is what we call the comparison between these two, I mean imports and exports, that is known as the balance of trade. And balance of payments, when we include the services in the imports exports, if I talk about the tertiary industry, I mean those who people are providing their services and they are paid in the form of the foreign exchange. I will give you the example as well. So let me first explain this one. The difference between the visible and invisible imports and visible and invisible exports. Invisible imports and exports include services like professionals, Pakistanis working abroad. I mean, if I say, I will talk about in both senses. Pakistan has exported the manpower or the human resource to the Middle Eastern countries. Hundreds and thousands of Pakistanis, they are working in the Arab countries over there, and they are earning over there, and they are sending their earnings back home here in Pakistan, right? So it means that the foreign exchange Pakistan is earning because of those people. So it means that the services they are providing over there and the income is coming to Pakistan. That is the services, and the foreign exchange Pakistan is getting, that is because of those services. They are not because of the trade. So it becomes the balance of payments. So it means that the balance of payments means the difference of imports and exports along with these services as well. In the same way, if I give you another very important example, as we have the Pakistan cricket team over here in Pakistan, and most of the time what we see that we hire the foreign coach for them to coach the team and to make them up to the international standards, and that foreign coach is paid in foreign exchange. The salary is decided in dollars by Pakistan cricket board. So whatever the salary is given to that cricket coach to of Pakistan cricket team, that is going from the foreign exchange of Pakistan, and that person is providing us with the service being the coach of Pakistan. So it means that we have imported a service in the form of that coach who is coaching Pakistan team. So that is, you can say, is the invisible import in the form of services. In the same way, we have exported the labor force to the Middle Eastern countries. They are earning foreign exchange over there and sending it back to Pakistan. That is the invisible export Pakistan is getting from those Pakistanis, overseas Pakistanis who are working abroad over there in the Arab countries. So I'm very much hopeful that the point is really very much clear. Now, if I say import bill plus services imported, as in the form of coach, services import, and exports, export bill plus services exported in the form of the overseas Pakistanis working abroad. So it means that if we compare these two things, including the services, then we call it the balance of payments. So if we compare only the trade, the products, what Pakistan is exporting in the form of products to the other countries and what Pakistan is importing products from the other countries, if we compare these two imports and exports, that will be balance of trade. But if we include services over here as well, so that is known as the balance of payments. So negative balance, as I have explained in the beginning, that if the imports are greater than exports, the balance is negative, right? And if the exports are greater than imports, then the balance is positive. When the value of imports exceeds the exports, causes include import of capital goods, consumer goods, mineral oil, and food items. I mean, whatever you are importing, if the value of all those imports is greater than the value of exports you are exporting to the other countries, simply that is known as the negative balance. You are spending more and you are earning less. That's it. So here we have the effects of negative balance. Number one, it increases the debts on the country. As you know that if the earnings are less and the expense is high, very simple. If my income is, let's suppose, 50,000 rupees and I am spending 70,000 rupees, definitely I will have to manage 20,000 rupees from somewhere. And that would be in the form of loan. And that would be increasing debts on me every month. If I keep on getting 20,000 rupees every month loan from someone, that would be increasing the debts on me. So this happens same on the country. Reliance on foreign loans with high interest rate. Whenever I will get loans from the foreign countries, I mean in the form of Pakistan as state, what happens that that loan is available to you on interest and you are supposed to be paying about 7%, 8%, or even 10% interest on that loan. So that increases the burden on Pakistan's economy, as we have to pay back those loans as well, and along with that to pay back the interest. So then higher taxes, then to pay back those loans, government imposes more and more taxes on the people to collect that extra money to pay back those loans. Government raises taxes, increasing prices and reducing purchasing power. So increasing the price of electricity, increasing the price of petroleum, increasing the price of gas, or increasing the price of any other products which are really for the people's needs. So definitely what happens that the government, number one, government imposes tax or government increases the prices. These are the two factors, right? If they are done, why? to pay back those taxes, those debts Pakistan takes from the other countries. So this decreases the purchasing power of the people and poverty increases, right? Then this reduced production, low demand leads to lower profits and production cuts. When the purchasing power of the people would decline, definitely they will not be able to buy certain products. So what would happen? The production of that product would suffer because now there is no demand of that product, or less people are demanding that product. So the industrial production would decline. That would be leading to the further loss to the economy. Then unemployment. When there would be less production in the industry, as there is no demand of that product in the market, as because of the low purchasing power of the people are not demanding that product. Then what would happen? That the industry would stop producing, or will start producing that product in lesser quantity, and many of the employees of that industry would be losing their jobs, as industry would not be running 24/7. And in this way the industry would also suffer, the unemployment rate would get higher, and things would be even worsen regarding the economy. Workers laid off, increasing social disorder and hampering investment. And you know that when the products would not be getting their eye over there in the market, then no other one will be investing in that same industry. So it means that the industrialization process would stop, and the country's economy would be further declining. So economic decline, overall the things would come to the economic decline, or you may say the economic collapse. Uncompetitive exports, frozen assets, and potential embargoes, they would be the greater threat towards the negative balance of trade. As you know that when you are putting your products in the international market, but they are really very expensive because of the many factors, because of the high taxation, because of the high electricity cost, because of the expensive labor force availability. So all these things, they might be leading to the uncompetitive exports, as the same product would be available on cheaper prices of other countries, and those would be getting the orders from those countries, but Pakistan would be losing those orders. So that would be a blow to the economy. So frozen assets, I mean, if you are not putting your assets into the investments, that would be another factor of the decline in the economy. And there would be certain embargoes, certain trade barriers on you and your products, like child labor and the poor hygienic conditions, or poor standards of the workers in the industries. That would be the other factor which might be leading to the economic decline, as whenever there are embargoes on your products, you will not be able to export them to any of the countries. So that would be leading to the decline in exports and decline in the economy. Solutions to the negative balance of payments issue. So increasing exports. What we need to do? We are supposed to increase our exports, add higher value elements to export. I mean, what we say, that we are supposed to be exporting value added products. We should not be exporting the raw products. We should be having the industry to process, and then after processing, adding the value to those products, and then to sell them on the higher values, so that we will be able to earn more foreign exchange. So developed cottage industries, as we know that Pakistan's many of the export products, they are coming from the cottage and small scale industry, like sports goods, like surgical goods, like carpets, and like even some other products, embroidery and others. They should be developed, they should be designed on the modern lines, so that there should be the bulk production of those products. And whenever the bulk production is there, definitely the cost of production decreases. Because of decrease in that cost of production, that would be easier to export to the other countries, leading to the increasing exports and increasing foreign exchange. So increase variety of cotton items. As you know that what happens? Pakistan exports only whether raw cotton, unprocessed, or Pakistan might be exporting the cotton yarn or cotton cloth, not processing it up to the highest level, that is the ready-made garments or the curtains or the bed sheets or the hosiery or the towels. If Pakistan installs such industry which processes whole of these products up to the maximum for direct consumer use, then we will be able to earn maximum profit, maximum for exchange. That would be a greater plus point towards the development of economy. So implement strict quality controls. As we have seen that because of the poor quality, Pakistani products are thrown away and they are not accepted by the international community, as they consider that Pakistani products are not as per the standards of WTO, or they are not as per ISO standards. So what is needed, that whatever the products which are being made over there in the industry, they should be following the strict quality laws, and should be having the stronger quality control like ISO certifications and the WTO standards. Reduce taxes to provide export incentives. As I told you that whenever the higher taxation is there on the export products, the cost of production increases and Pakistan is unable to export those products to the other countries. So if the taxes are reduced, definitely this would be a greater incentive to the exporters, and they would be producing more, and this would be decreasing the cost of production, and that would be increasing the exports, and that would benefit all, not only the exporters but the country as well. So establishing more and more export processing zones or the specialized processing zones where the products should be purely for the export purpose, leading to the highest of the quality standards and the highest of the employees welfare, so leading to really good products to be sent to the international market and to capture more and more grounds on the international markets, leading to the increase in exports and increase in foreign exchange. So if we want to bring this negative balance of payments to some equation, what we need to restrict the imports as well. How? Reduced luxury consumer goods, 12% of import bill. Pakistan's total import bills, 12% consists of the luxury items like perfumes, like luxury cars, like all other luxury items which are being over here. I mean, very costly cell phones, right? Very costly laptops and very costly such products which are not actually needed by such an economically poor country. So we are supposed to restrict those luxury item imports in Pakistan, so that we might be saving a lot of foreign exchange, which we are right now spending, I mean 12%. Produce import substitutes domestically. As I told you, if we are importing the billions of hundreds and thousands of cell phones from the other countries and paying them billions of dollars every year on the import of cell phones, we are supposed to produce those cell phones within Pakistan. We can invite those companies to come and install their industry over in Pakistan. That would be leading to the investments over in Pakistan. That would be the industrialization, and employment would be given to the Pakistanis, and those products will be available locally, and Pakistan might be saving a lot of foreign exchange. Reduce tertiary sector imports. We should not be importing the cricket coach from the other countries. We should be using Pakistani services for our teams, or for example, if some industry faces some issues regarding the machinery working, we import the engineers from that company who has made that machinery from abroad, and that engineer comes and he takes a lot of money to fix those issues with that machine. We are supposed to be relying on our own engineers to fix those issues related to that machine, rather than importing that engineer to Pakistan to come and fix that issue, and we should be saving that sort of foreign exchange as well. by restricting the imports of the tertiary sector, I mean the services. Train local workforce to reduce reliance on the foreign expertise. As I told you, the cricket coach or the engineers or the doctors we import from the other countries to come and fix our issues. Why not to train our local workers or local labor force up to that standard so that we might not be importing them from the other countries. So World Trade Organization, the organization responsible for the global trade standards and the quality standards maintenance. So this particular organization was established in 1995, evolved from the General Agreement on Tariff and Trade GATT. This organization led to the establishment of WTO, World Trade Organization. Now this organization is working under the United Nations. Purpose: international organizations to allow free trade by reducing restrictions on imports and exports. So it means that there should be the free trade around the globe between the countries to meet the needs of the people around the globe. Whatever the products they need, they should be easily imported and exported throughout, and with the limited or no restrictions. Pakistan's membership. Pakistan became the member of the WTO in December 2004, and after that, Pakistan's industry suffered a bit as Pakistan was facing the quality standards imposed by WTO, as we have a greater reliance on the cotton and small scale industry in larger part of Pakistan, what we export to the other countries. So while after coming the under the umbrella of WTO, we faced many restrictions by WTO as we were not following the standards imposed by WTO. Challenges for Pakistan: modernization needs. Pakistan needs to modernize its industry to upgrade and to update the machinery and the quality standards. Then reducing the import duties so that the imports could be easier taken. Competition of for small industries globally, and compliance with the international standards. So all these challenges Pakistan is facing just because of becoming the member of WTO, as the world wanted us to be the member of WTO so that Pakistan might be raising the standards of its products for the world. So this is how the things are for Pakistan now. The next topic, that is the exchange rates. The rate of one currency in terms of another. Comparison of the currency rates of two. For example, if I say $1 is equal to rupees 280, this is the exchange rate of Pak rupee in comparison with the US dollar. So depreciation. Whenever one currency decreases in value in comparison with some other currency, that is known as the depreciation of that currency. So makes imports expensive, exports cheaper, or if one currency rate decreases in comparison with the other, that is known as the depreciation. That is known as the currency has depreciated, currency has devalued. This is also known as devaluation of currency. For example, as we know that Pakistan's currency, I mean Pak rupee, has devalued many a times and even on daily basis, and it has already crossed rupees 280 against dollar. So it means that the depreciation of rupee is really very fast for the last few years. So appreciation, the opposite of depreciation now, makes imports cheaper, exports expensive, or if one currency rate increases in comparison with the other. If I say if rupee is devaluing, rupee is depreciating, so it means that dollar is appreciating. Dollar's value is increasing against rupee, so dollar is appreciating, and rupee is depreciating as the value of rupee is decreasing against US dollar. So that is the exchange rates. So now talking about the trade barriers. So trade barriers. First of all, the types of trade barriers. Number one, tariff, taxes on imposed. If the taxes are increased on imports, so it means that now the imports would be restricted. So this is one way to restrict imports. If you import taxes on the imports, definitely the rates of those imports would get higher, and people will not be able to purchase those imported items, and now the imports would decrease and they would not be able to gain that market. As I tell you one example, for example, if we buy a cell phone from abroad, and if we bring it to Pakistan, we pay a huge tax on that cell phone to FBR. So that is the import tax we are paying, leading to restricting the people to bring cell phones from abroad. And this is how what we call the tariff is. Secondly, embargoes, ban on certain imported products. As I told you that the European Union imposed ban on Pakistani sports goods industries, as by telling that Pakistan makes those products through child labor, and keeping in view the human rights declaration of the United Nations, Pakistan should not be using child labor to produce those products. So leading to imposition of that embargo on the Pakistani products. In the same way, embargo is imposed on Pakistani fish products, as it is said that Pakistani fish processing is under unhygienic conditions, and that fish can be really very dangerous for the human health. So that's why the European countries have imposed ban on the Pakistani fish products. That is also known as embargo. So quota, restriction on physical quantity of goods imported. For example, if Pakistan is able to export 10,000 tons of rice to Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia imposed quota on Pakistan that Saudi Arabia would not import more than 4,000 tons of rice from Pakistan. So that is the quota selected, and in this way Pakistan's exports would be decreasing, as Pakistan is able to export 10,000, but Pakistan is restricted to export only 4,000 tons. So that would be a greater barrier on the exports as well. So that is known as quota. So these are the three trade barriers: tariff, embargo, and quota. Very much hopeful that you have learned all these types with the help of examples I have just explained. The advantages of trade barriers: greater self-sufficiency. We may not be relying more on the imported products, but we might be relying more on the locally made products. Even if they are of not good standards, still we might be having the self-sufficiency. We may not be relying on the other countries. Reduced foreign dependency, as I told you that we might, if we are producing our products by ourselves, even of low standards, still we are relying on products, and that would be decreasing the foreign dependency. Protected local industries. If we are importing much more products from the other countries, the local industry would suffer a lot, right? So for the sake of the protecting the local industries, it is must that there should be the greater tariff on the imports, so that the local industry should be protected. More employment opportunities. If local industry is protected, definitely there is the more employment opportunities intact, and people would not be losing their jobs, and the industry would be running 24/7, and more production within. Better exploitation of local resources. If our own industry is working a lot 24/7, and it means that we are consuming the local resources up to the maximum, leading to the all better things related to the exports and imports. But there are certain disadvantages of these trade barriers as well. Potential rise in corruption, as it is the natural phenomenon that whenever there is the more trade, or more industries, or more industrialization is going on, definitely there is the impact of the corruption over here. Poor quality due to the less competition. As we are relying only and only on the local products, definitely the quality standards would fall, and as there would be no choice available for the people in the market. But whenever will they go to the market, they will only find the Pakistani products over there and the local products, and no imported better quality products would be shelved over there. So leading to no choice for the people to buy better quality products. So it means that the quality would remain poor, as no, if there is no competition, there is no improvement. No control on prices, as if the local products are there and they are being made over here, there would be minimum control over the prices of these products within the country. May lead to monopoly, as whenever there is no competition and only one product is available, and that is locally made product over there. So that would be creating the monopoly, as people would not have any choice. Limited product variety, the same linked with the other one, people would be having no variety available. Trading blocks, the organizations which are purely meant for establishing trade among the countries, they are known as the trading blocks and regional cooperation. Trading blocks are regional groupings of countries that allow trading between members with lower restrictions while maintaining barriers against non-members. So these countries, they facilitate trade between one another, but they restrict other countries to trade with themselves. So it means that there are restrictions on the non-members, but there are limited or no restrictions of the trading bloc members. For example, SARC. So the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, the organization of the South Asian countries, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Maldives, Bhutan, Nepal, and even Afghanistan is part of SARC now. Pakistan is a member, but effectiveness has been limited due to the political and potential differences between Pakistan and India, due to the Kashmir issue and many other issues between the states. So it means that the effectiveness of SARC organization is really very limited these days, and it is almost over. ECO, Economic Cooperation Organization, Pakistan participates, but regional political situations have hampered full potential. ECO, Pakistan was the founding member of this one. This was as RCD previously in 1964, Regional Cooperation for Development, which was revived as ECO in 1984 between Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey, and now many other countries of the Central Asian region, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, they all have joined ECO, including Afghanistan, but still the effectiveness of this organization is really very limited, as these countries are not really well coordinating with one another for the sake of developing regional trade. European Union, economic and political group of 27 member states of Europe. Pakistan exports textiles, medical equipment, I mean the surgical goods and leather products to EU, imports mechanicals and electrical equipment, chemical and pharmaceutical products from these countries. So this is really very important. You can say trading bloc EU is, if Pakistan wants to increase its exports, it is must that Pakistan should be align with the WTO standards to meet the needs of the European Union countries, as they are a big bloc for Pakistan to attain the market. So these are the trading blocks, and that is the end of this unit. Connect with me for more resources on my channel RU Speaks. Do not forget to subscribe it, and my information is over there on the screen. Two email addresses, one is the personal one and the other one is of my channel, and then social media platforms, YouTube channel is given, and also the WhatsApp channel is there of my channel, and then there are my cell phone numbers. You can contact me anytime if you feel any difficulty regarding any of the issues of any of the topics. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much. Raja Amar signing off. Allah Hafiz.